Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart podcast. Each week, we interview the best and brightest in physical therapy, wellness, and entrepreneurship. We give you cutting-edge information you need to live your best life, healthy, wealthy, and smart. The information in this podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be used as personalized medical advice. And now, here's your host, Dr. Karen Litzy.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. We took a quick week off last week because of the holidays and getting together and getting the end of the year all wrapped up. After today's episode, we have one more episode left coming out on Monday, and it is a great one, so be sure to tune in for that with Andrew Vygotsky and Nicholas Rolnick. And today's episode is brought to you by Net Health. So if you are ready to enter 2016 with an online rehab therapy community designed for the intersection of the clinical and business sides of rehab, Net Health has you covered. It's called the Rehab Therapy Operational Best Practices Forum. It's all about habits and initiatives that juice up your attendance, revenue, workflows, documentation, compliance, efficiency, and engagement. Everything you need to run a nice, fun, successful business. So I personally believe that a better connected rehab therapy profession has the power to help more people. Jump in, subscribe, and join the conversations today. You can find the Rehab Therapy Operational Best Practices Forum at www.nethealth.com/healthy. All right, on to today's episode. So it is one of the final episodes that Dr. Jenna Kantor recorded over the summer. Can you believe it? And this episode is with Kristen Schulz. Dr. Schulz is a physical therapist and running coach who helps runners achieve their next personal best without nagging injuries. She is the creator of the Run Your Life Method, an online course providing a comprehensive and individualized approach for runners. Run Your Life's mission is to provide runners the resources, prehab, rehab, strength training, recovery, nutrition, training, and mindset they need to stay healthy so they can enjoy the sport they love for their entire life. Kristen has had the opportunity to live in many different parts of the country and currently resides in North Dakota. She graduated from Northern Michigan University with a degree in exercise science and Spanish, completed her doctorate of physical therapy at Rocky Mountain University of Health Professions, and is a certified strength and conditioning specialist. And in today's episode, Jenna and Kristen talk about how Kristen's exercise routine has evolved into adulthood, her favorite go-to exercises, and how variety and activities can help you avoid burnout. That's exercise burnout. So a big thank you to Kristen and a huge thank you for Jenna for being a great co-host, and we will have many more episodes with her next year. So thanks, everybody.
Hello, this is Jenna Kantor. I am hosting today with Healthy, Wealthy, and Smart, and I get to interview Kristen Schulz, who is a very inspiring travel physical therapist who is going to be talking about how to make fitness fun. This is a big deal with physical therapy and with our patients because it can get really monotonous doing exercises over and over again. And also as you get older, it's still the same thing. HIIT, HIIT, high intensity interval training, for those who do not know, it's fun at first, but after 30 years, how do you change it up? So that's why I thought it would be so valuable to have you come on here. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure. So when did you start getting into fitness and why? Was it because of physical therapy or was it something else?
No, I think I've really always been into fitness my whole life. Growing up, I've always played sports. I guess it was more playing sports when you're younger, not necessarily fitness per se. I ran track and field and cross country in high school and college. So athletics in general were always a part of my life. And then post-collegiately, I've had a number of injuries, to be honest. So that's I got more into more strength training, a variety of exercises, including biking and swimming and everything. So, and yoga I've even tried, and that's just kind of how that all played into it. So.
Oh, very good. So did you ever get burnt out with your fitness routine? What was your experience with that?
Yeah, I would say I've never felt fully burnt out. I'm one of those types that just really loves exercise. I know that's not always common. I love it, but I would say post-collegiately that's not burnt out fitness-wise, but burnt out running-wise, as far as more from the injuries and getting frustrated with not being able to perform like I wanted to. So I had to find other avenues to still, stay healthy and find exercises that I enjoyed. So definitely you go through a process of figuring out what you like to do, and finding joy in other things besides just running, say.
Yeah. Well, what did you do? Would you mind going into more details on what you did to change your fitness routine?
Yeah. So
play by play.
Yeah, play by play.
Yeah.
No. So let's see. Like, I've always been, like I said, I've always had sports. Let's say growing up, there's always, something to do. You always had a practice to go to, and it was a routine you had set for you. So throughout high school, college, you had a routine. So after that, you had to figure out how to make your own routine, right? At first, let's see, through graduate school, through PT school, I did a lot of biking, and I did a lot of mountain biking. I lived out in Utah at that time, so I got really into mountain biking. So it's just something completely new to get into, really.
That's great, and it's not just stuck in the gym.
Yeah, exactly. And it was awesome to be outdoors, and just something new to learn. Like, I've always biked, but I've never biked on mountains, and it was just something new to get into and a new passion to pursue. So that was a lot of fun. And then I've always weight trained like maybe at least twice a week, just because I know it's good for me. And I wasn't, into, I guess looking back on it, what did I do then? It was like 2 days a week. I was following a plan then. Let's see, go post grad school. During one of my intense internships, I also did I did running, but I got injured again, and then ended up, I did some heavier weight training actually at that time, some more deadlifting, and got into Olympic lifts and everything at that point.
That is so cool. So you went from, wait.
I know.
Let me get this. So you went from mountain
honestly.
biking to weight training, like heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Continue.
Yeah. So, and I shouldn't admit this. Well, now I'm admitting this.
Oh, it's going on the podcast.
It's going on the podcast. All right. I hurt my back deadlifting.
Oh, that happens. No, that happens.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. So I, after that fact, I still tried doing heavier lifting, and with running too, for me, it ended up not working as well. And so let's see, after that, into my first year of, I did travel PT right out of school. I was injured. I had another injury that took me out running. I've played this back and forth running game. I did for a while.
Because you love it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're trying all these other things, but then that totally makes sense. So you would end up going back to running when you can, when your body will allow. Yeah.
Yeah. I was living in Greenville, South Carolina at the time, and I got really into swimming at that time. So I've kind of done it all, because it was a foot injury, and so swimming was awesome for that because it wasn't hurting that. So got really into that, and that was fun. I had an awesome master's group there. Shout out to Greenville Splash.
What stroke did you get into?
Just one stroke.
Simple. You didn't get into butterfly. That's intense.
I tried some of that.
You did.
It was fun, like, to learn it, but I just wanted to get good for like triathlons and stuff like that.
Nice.
So yeah, and then most recently I've been doing a lot more weight training, but not super heavy weight training, more stuff I can just do in my home. So I do a lot of that, probably like 5 days a week now, run 3 to 4 days a week, and swim maybe once a week, usually not, but
that's great.
That's
That's great. And then it makes sense why you're saying you haven't necessarily gotten burnt out from the workouts. Now I get it's because of the injuries, because you're like, what am I going to do now? Yep. And then you find something new.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yep.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick break to hear from our sponsor, Net Health. Are you interested in a free opportunity to check in with the latest thoughts of other rehab leaders? Well, I've got one for you. There's a new online rehab therapy community designed for the intersection of the clinical and business sides of rehab. It's the Rehab Therapy Operational Best Practices Forum. Catchy name, right? It's all about habits and initiatives that juice up your attendance, revenue, workflows, documentation, compliance, efficiency, and engagement, while allowing your provider teams to keep their eye on the prize, their patients and outcomes. I personally believe that a better connected rehab therapy profession has the power to help more people. Jump in, subscribe, and join the conversation today. You can find the Rehab Therapy Operational Best Practices Forum at www.nethealth.com/healthy.
What would you say are your favorite exercises? If you're going to just say a few, like which ones do you kind
Strength
of
training, or just can it be anything?
let's do anything.
Okay.
Let's do a strength, a stretch, and then whatever you want for the third.
Okay, all right. Well, first thing that comes like to mind, I was like, well, I love to run. Okay, that's my favorite exercise, just full body.
Love it. Where do you prefer to run outside? Do you like to be on an actual track on the beach?
The beach is fun. I ran on the beach this morning.
Oh, nice.
But definitely outside on trails if I can, depending on where I live. I've lived in North Dakota at times, so running outside there, I did it, but it's not, you're not on the trails as much. But definitely outside trails would be best.
Nice. So I would say that would be your other. So what would you say for strength?
That's my other. Okay,
your other.
strength.
I like that we jumped to this. Yeah. No. So yeah, strength and stretch.
Just one exercise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh.
Actually, I love the same thing that hurt me, but I love the single leg deadlift for sure. That's probably my favorite to do and to also teach to patients for sure, because I feel like it's just an exercise a lot of people don't maybe utilize a lot. Like people do a ton of squats and lunges, but they forget about the backside sometimes too. So, and it's kind of a complicated movement for a lot of people. Like, to hinge, that movement in general is hard for people to do, I think, or to teach. So I enjoy teaching it and doing it as well. I think it's important.
So what is your favorite stretch?
Well, let's just keep it simple. For my favorite stretch, just for me, because I get super tight as a runner, it's just a basic calf stretch, to be honest.
Oh my gosh, yes.
But,
Do you like it with your foot up against the wall, or just kind of have it more traditionally with your leg behind you?
I like to do it just with my leg behind me. I'll do it on stairs sometimes too to get a deeper stretch. But definitely targeting.
There's something about it. It really feels good when you
does.
stretch your calves. And I
It
definitely
does.
know what you mean from after running. It's just, for that moment.
And it helps, and I should do it more.
For someone who is burnt out with their fitness routine, what would you recommend they explore?
Yep. I would definitely say try something new. If you're burnt out and you're not enjoying what you're doing, try something new. There's so many things out there. I mean, I've mentioned some of the, weight training. You should hopefully still do some sort of weight training, but maybe try a different type of weight training. If you're doing a lot of Olympic lifting, maybe you're doing CrossFit, maybe try some body weight, try some circuit training or something like that. If you're a runner and you're feeling burnt out, try something else, cardio, like biking or swimming. And I mean, yoga is another form of exercise to, keep in mind too. Like,
oh yeah,
I started doing that once a week, and that's great. There's just a lot of options out there. And don't make it feel like since one person is doing that, that's the only way to be fit. Like there's a lot of different ways to incorporate fitness into your life, and it doesn't have to look like someone else's. Make it look like your own and what you enjoy, so that, you really, it's something you're going to do and that you will make a part of your life. So
that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming on to this podcast.
For having me. This was fun.
Thank you so much, Kristen and Jenna, for a great discussion. And of course, thanks to our sponsor for today's episode, Net Health. So they have created a new online therapy community designed for the intersection of clinical and business sides of rehab. You'll see stats on the community members already involved, plus some new polls just launched that we'd love for you to weigh in on. What can you expect that will benefit you? Write-ups, white papers from leading-edge performers, polls, surveys, benchmarking calculators, videos, podcasts, and more. So, if you want to be part of a better connected rehab therapy profession and have the power to help more people, jump in, subscribe, and join the conversations today. You can find the Rehab Therapy Operational Best Practices Forum at www.nethealth.com/healthy.
Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to the podcast at podcast.healthywealthysmart.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media.